Flintlock Guns for Hunters. William Hovey Smith, 2014. I'm the author of Backyard Deer Hunting, and here's the nitty-gritty on flintlocks.
This is Hovey Smith, the Backyard Sportsman, and today I'd like to tell you about flintlock guns. And we have a variety of them, rifle, smoothbore, and pistol, that we'll talk about. Now, flintlocks, of course, use a flint. Yeah, a piece of rock. And there are two basic modern flintlocks available. One is a leaf spring pattern, like this one. Okay. Another is a coil spring pattern, like this one, used by Thompson Center Arms, as well as Lyman. The locks are remarkably similar, although different in dimension. Okay. Of the two, I much prefer the leaf spring locks as being the most reliable. You can replace both Lyman and TC coil spring locks with new ones made by L&R of Sumter, South Carolina. Yeah! And these are replacement locks. They do require finishing and they do require a little extra inletting, but they do function better. Okay? Now, flintlocks use two different styles of powder as a rule. You prime with very fine powder, 4FG, whilst your main load in 50 caliber and larger guns is FFG. And you usually carry two sizes of horns. A horn like this for your main charge, and you can even put your priming powder in a little attachment like this, and you just dribble it in the pan as you need it. Now, flintlocks fire by the rock falling on this frism, okay, opening it, hitting the priming powder, and firing the main charge. Now, some modern guns will even allow you to use things like Pyrex pellets, but you prime them with a little FFFG pushed through the touch-up. Now, historically, we have had several different styles and sizes of flintlocks, and we still do today. This is large. This is the Brown Bess replica gun, the Indian gun offered now by David Peter Solid. But although this particular gun happened to be made by Maruku in Japan. Now, it's called an Indian gun because it has a brown finish and a shorter barrel than the standard Brown Bess. Consequently, I really like it for hunting. And this is among my favorite of all guns. Yeah! If I go be buried with one, I would select this one, for example. And it has killed deer, geese, duck, swan, squirrels, rabbits, and almost anything else we've got here in the southeast with great dispatch and regularity, with both round ball for big game and shot for waterfowl and other species. Now, waterfowl, you must use non-toxic shot, and which I have done. Okay? So this is a Brown Bess, and as you see, large. As I am a hunter, I'm not particularly interested in historical authenticity. What interests me is the reliability of the gun. Will it function? Will it kill well? Will it do as well as the flintlock system will allow you to do? Well, this has my vote as the best of them all for hunters. This was made by Reitnauer in Pennsylvania, specifically for the infamous Pennsylvania flintlock season, which occurs late in the year when the snow is flying. And flintlocks and snow don't do well together, quite frankly. It has an L&R lock. It has a Green Mountain barrel, a laminated stock, plastic furniture so it doesn't rust and corrode, and is a very accurate, reliable gun. Unfortunately, the demand for such guns was so small that he just could not keep making them. So if you've got one, keep it. Don't let anyone get this thing away from you now, because you can't replace it. Outside of custom guns, what you can buy today is the Pennsylvania Hunter. and this is from Traditions. Now they have modernized their lock. They have changed it. This is probably the best functioning lock that you can buy right now at a reasonable price. Now you can get much more expensive guns from, say, David Peter Solly or from Dixie Gun Works, and certainly from custom makers. But one that you can buy at a reasonable price off the shelf, yeah. The Traditions Pennsylvania Hunter is the gun to get. I used it, I like it. Now I have changed it somewhat. I put some extra lead back in the stock to give it some real weight. I like to hunt with about a 7.5 to 8 pound gun, so I've raised its weight to that amount. And otherwise, I use it pretty well as is. I did a little stoning on the lock, but it didn't require much. And as it is, with a plastic stock, yeah, weather resistant, yeah, a good flint, and here I'm using a sawn agate flint that I find works particularly well in this gun, although you can use the traditional English chipped flints as well. And this gun has the additional asset that if you poke a little primer in here, you can shoot Pyrex pellets out of it. Well, now exactly the same can be done with any 50 caliber flintlock gun. If you can enlarge the touch hole right here, and by the way, that is one alteration that I would make for the reliable function. You can push enough priming powder back to reliably ignite Pyrex pellets. So you can use a 100 grain pellet charge in your gun. Now, the modern rifled guns can take either round ball or conical bullets. And I shoot conicals ranging from 370 grains to about 300 grains, depending on the gun, and in the pistol, both round ball and conical. In the smoothbore, yeah, I use round ball. Now, about pistol. This is an interesting pistol by David Peter Solly. As you can see, it is large. It is long barreled, it is 50 caliber, it is flintlock, and the charge I use in this particular gun is for most uses about 50 grains and a patched .440 round ball, okay? Now this is reasonable for all small game and plinking and so on. When I'm after the real big stuff, this is Bouncing Bounty. So named when I load it with 85 grains of powder and a 300 grain conical. Yeah, I had to add weight in the way of saddlebags here full of lead shot so I could hold on to the gun and it didn't fly out of the hand and bang me on the top of the head when it recoiled. But with 50 grains and a round ball with a patch, no problems with control. When you up it in the neighborhood of 70 grains and conicals, no, you have real problems. So for plinking in general use, yeah, about 50 grains, 45, no difference. 40 even, just for plinking, yeah, this gun does just fine with that. But it's primed and shot just like the others. Now, flintlock guns with a round ball require patching. This is the remains of a canvas drop cloth, and you want to use a hard, tough canvas rather than soft material, say like t-shirt cloth for your patches. And you want to lubricate them. And what I use is Thompson Center Bore butter. You cut a strip from here, you lubricate it. If you've got an old film can, that works fine. And you coil up your patch material and you stuff it down in the film can and you put a lid on it and it'll keep that way for years. Then when you need it, you just pull you out a section, cut it off and put your ball on it and seat it down. And I have other videos showing shooting and hunting with these guns, which you can certainly refer to. Other accessories that you need, of course, you would need a short starter. And on Bouncing Bounty here, I actually made a stainless steel ramrod to give it added weight, which with the load I was using, it certainly needed. And you can do these kind of modifications. I've also had to work on the lock a little bit to get it as smooth as I would like, as well as on the sights by filing them down and driving them left and right to get it to shoot to the point of aim. But these are ordinary kinds of things that have to be done with any replica gun. Now, accessories. Where do you get all this stuff? Well, this is the best place. Dixie Gun Works. Yeah. They have pages of accessories for flintlock guns. All kinds of useful things. Including a little tool set where you have a little whisk broom and picks to open your vent hole, rods to turn your jaw screw tight, English flints, sawn flints, covers to keep rain off your flintlock, covers to cover your frizzen, and slings, all kinds of accessories for flintlock guns. Ugh. Including replacement locks from L&R. You can order from Dixie as well. So you can get all your needs here from Dixie, including round balls, and have them delivered to your door if you happen to live in a small town like I do, and there's nobody around here that does much in the way of black powder guns except me. So consequently, I have to pretty well order all my stuff in. But Dixie Gun, that's a one-stop shop. For now, this is William Hovey Smith, reminding you to hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Be legal, be ethical, be safe, goodbye, God bless, and see you next time.
Here you see the firing sequence of the Pennsylvania Hunter, just striking, there it goes, and then the flame builds as the priming powder ignites. All right, and finally, the charge leaves the barrel. I'm the author of Extreme Muzzleloading, as well as Backyard Deer Hunting, Crossbow Hunting, and Practical Bow Fishing. And I also have an 8-book ebook series out for 2013-14, including shooting and maintaining your muzzleloader that has a section on shooting flint. I have a chapter on shooting flintlock guns in my book, Extreme Muzzleloading. And I also feature using flintlock guns on a number of videos with my hunts for deer, waterfowl, turkeys, and other game. For more information on my books, blogs, and more than 350 videos, go to my website, www.hoveysmith.com. Good hunting and good eating from the outdoors. Goodbye, and God bless.